Welcome to the It's Beyond Me podcast. I'm your host, Freddie T. Well, my co-host, Drift Nasty, is not going to be doing this one with me today. I said I'm going to try and take the horse by the reins, you know what I mean? I'm going to do this by myself. Today we're going to do a topic about beauty standards. The reason I chose this topic is because I'm just a little weirded out by some of the trends. I mean, I know trends go in circles, and, we went through the whole real thin phase and it came back, and everybody now is on this whole body positivity equal to body shaming. And I don't know, I kind of feel like beauty standards, though they vary through genders and races, I kind of feel like there's a double standard. Because I watch some of these videos where they like body positivity. Oh, a girl should feel great in her body. But then the guys they put them with are over there with six packs. And I'm wondering to myself, like, wait a minute, where the big guys at too? Where's our representation? I mean, I'm just being honest. I'm not a thin dude, and I've always told myself, I tell my wife this all the time, a six-pack is nice, but ain't nothing gonna beat a keg. It is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, if that's what you got and that's what you're working with, be confident with yourself. And, if this is body positivity and we're not trying to shame, why is it every time I see any advertisement which is supposed to be positivity for females, there's no positivity for men? They'll have a whole bunch of shredded men who have six packs or model build or athletic build. They don't have the average dude with the dad bod out there, and it's a weird standard for me. I don't know whether it's just because people feel that men don't have feelings, or they're tough, they can take it. But I kind of feel like in this age, that double standard has also started to bleed through to the women too, because some of the commercials, it's almost like they're making fun of big people. There's no positivity to it. Because I understand you can be big and healthy. That's what people fail to understand. Some people are just naturally big. I mean, it is what it is. If you were a chubby child, you're gonna be a chubby dude sometimes for a long time, even through puberty. Sometimes not. It happens. But at the same time, I just fail to understand where this whole, oh, you've got to be on the keto diet, oh, you got to be on this, or else you just have no self-esteem. No, you can be big and have self-esteem. We got people like DJ Khaled, Fat Joe, and etc. showing us that you can.
I never thought that size, being larger, meant that you were unattractive or you were less than.
even as a big person. But then the problem is on these commercials, you see these extremes.
Obese people aren't as big as you think they are. Because when I look at this photo, what? I'm not saying that you have to look like the two women on the left, but there is something clearly wrong with the woman on the right. Not saying that she's not worthy and deserving of love, because she is, but she's unhealthy. Why on earth would we promote people walking around and looking like this? It's not healthy. And it's honestly mean to say that someone is beautiful and all this stuff when it's like we're literally lying to them and making them think that it's okay to be that way when it's really not, because it's hurting their health and it's shortening their lives.
They go and get a really, really big girl in small, tiny shoes, and they put her next to a really thin girl and a slightly slender girl, and it's supposed to be body positivity. In my eyes, it's body shaming, because essentially you're taking the extremes of each and you're trying to make it seem like it's normal. It's not. And there is such a thing, like if it's not healthy for you, if you're having problems to run upstairs and it's affecting your health, it's not healthy. So the body standards, to me, people need to just be realistic, because I look at people out there and I'm like, curves are in now, right? But then you got these thin, no waist having people with oversized rumpus, which doesn't even make sense. It's not cute. It doesn't make sense. It's weird, because when they get older, it's just going to be weird as hell. And then you got some other people where it's just the plastic surgery is gone into a whole situation now. You know, you look at all these people and you don't know whether it's hard enough to tell if a person's a man or a woman. And now you're trying to tell if they're a freak of nature or they're human. I mean, it's just sickening, because at the end of the day, people are not happy with how they naturally look. People get hooked with they'll get one piece of surgery done and they're like, oh, okay, that's done. I just wanted to fix this. Then, oh, I needed to fix my nose. Then it's, oh, I needed to fix the tone of my color of my skin. And then it's, oh, I needed to fix this. Then I got hair implants. Then I got this. And then before you know it, they're walking Frankenstein. So my question in this day and age is, what is the standard? Is the Kim K's of this time our standard? Is the Amber Roses of yesteryear our standard? Claudia Schiffer back in the day, would she still be considered beautiful? Because at the end of the day, you know, back in the day, it was more natural. It was, they were thin, yeah, but they had no work done on them. And that was what was considered beautiful. And in certain cultures, it is beautiful. certain cultures it's beautiful to be big, and certain cultures it's beautiful to have an extra long neck. Certain cultures it's beautiful to be darker than a berry. What is your beauty standard in the region that you're in? Because, it also depends on where you're at. I live in the Midwest. It's cold as hell. I mean, to be honest, I don't really know what the beauty standards here are because I've been here quite a while, but it seems like, they change. So I don't really know, but I put it like this to a lot of people, I see a lot of people going for the extra thin and some people going for the big girls. So I'm confused. But then you go down south and, you see a lot of people be going for the crackhead thin. And then you got some guys that like thick girls. So at the end of the day, I'd say, is beauty standards, are they universal? Or is beauty still in the eye of the beholder? When you think about beauty, you also have to remember that, like I say, they taking all these extremes, and I kind of feel like since we've put certain celebrities on such a pedestal, we kind of choose the wrong faces to represent us. And, for big women, these days it's like they put Lizzo.
What am I gonna get? Ooh, cherries. Oh, okay. How about cherry ice cream? With sprinkles? And maybe a baguette.
As the standard of beauty for big women. And honestly, I mean, her music might be good. She's not my type of music, but her music might be good for most people. But I just feel she doesn't represent big women to the best, because honestly, she's very sloppy. And I know there are plenty of big women out there who look better than her, who carry themselves more ladylike than her, and are prettier than her. But that's who they chose because she's a celebrity, and the problem with that is it opens up for a lot of body shaming because nobody wants to rep anymore. I mean, we had a couple actors who used to be big, who used to represent big people, and they recently lost weight and felt that they're better than they're too good to represent big people anymore. And they just, it is what it is. It's just, it's a pretty sad situation that people are not happy in their skin, and then they go to the extremes of getting lipo, getting gastric bypasses and all this, even though they're not that big to the extent where it's hurting their health. Honestly, they could lose the same weight from just a little exercise. And then they end up looking uncomfortable. I'm sorry, I know I've got a couple of pounds which I gotta lose, like anybody else. But at the same time, I'd rather lose them naturally and feel comfortable in my skin and be happy doing it. Because all these people, some of the extremes that they take, you end up looking at them and say, was it really worth it? Was it really worth all that? And the body shaming that comes with it, I always look at people and they say, oh, big people need to lose weight and all this stuff. But then when they see a big person at the gym, instead of encouraging the person, they'll sit here and start belittling them. So I don't really understand what society wants from people. What exactly are you looking for? Are you trying to make them go to the gym, or are you trying to discourage them? And then at the same time, you look at a lot of people and you're like, they sit there and they're like, oh, well, big people should really take note of what they eat. They should really do this. But when they're trying, why do you put them down? Instead of encouraging and uplifting them, people out here calling them names, body shaming them. and calling and just straight up disrespecting them. But they're trying. So I just put it like this, honesty to a lot of people. I feel like, if you see your fellow man trying to better themselves, the best you can do is, uplift them. Well, it's been nice hanging with you guys. Like and subscribe, and please drop a comment, and I'll get back to you about it. If any questions you have, it's Beyond Me podcast, and hope you have a great week.